Circle Patriot Store family. Hope everybody is having a very blessed evening out here. So, there's a lot of things we're going to be getting into tonight. The main thing we're going to be getting into is a lot of this stuff in the Epstein files. And man, I found some shit in some of these data sets because I've been doing an actual deep dive in these files, unlike anybody else has been doing. Okay, I'm seeing people using other people's stuff, and they're like, okay, this was found. And then I'm finding a lot of people are using AI to go through the Epstein files and just pinpointing specific things that they want to do. Well, what I've been doing, and it's why it's taken me so long, I've been putting little things out here and there, but why it's taken me so long, what is up to get to all of this is because I want to look through everything. There's all kinds of files. Like I went through some files. We're about to look at some pictures that I came up with today that I haven't seen anywhere. And this shit is creepy. I'm talking like body parts and boxes and shit that are just randomly thrown in all of these data sets. Like it's crazy fucking shit, bro. Um, I mean, Elon Musk's daughter came out today and confirmed he was at Epstein's Island. Dan Bongino's acting fucking weird as hell. Everything's just weird. Everything about these files so far that I've gone through is weird. Like they say they have Epstein might still be alive. What the fuck? I mean, I don't want to be this guy, you know what I mean? I don't want to be this conspiracy theory guy, but I mean, it. There's reports that the bodies were switched out. There's all kinds of like Bill Gates is all over here, fucking Gutfield, fucking Soros, fucking. I mean, there's just all kinds of shit in here. But we had breaking news before we get into the Epstein files. We've got breaking news. Guthrie, the chick that's going to be hosting the Winter Olympics, her mother's missing. She just came up missing today. She lives in Arizona. They have ruled that it is a crime scene, but her mother, right before all this shit's going down, just mysteriously comes up missing. From all reports, it sounds like an abduction, and it sounds like an abduction of someone that is in the spotlight for very controversial political things right now. So we'll see what happens with that. But let's get in. Let me pull this. And this stuff, to anyone that's actually out here actually going through these files, like this shit right here, like actually going through every EFTAO fucking file individually and combing through this shit, I feel for you, man, because there is some sick shit. If you have any on here right now, I'm going to put a green screen up, okay, because we're going through data set 12 right now. But as I said, I'm going through every bit of this shit. So I'm combing through all of these little files. Let me show you what happens when you click on these if you're not. I want everybody to understand. We're going to show the full, unfiltered, no clipped, unadulterated everything. Okay, so you click on these, and then this little file pops up. Okay, you can scroll through these files, most of it's bullshit. Most of it's nothing. This one's about Bill Gates, this specific one right here, this first ETA file. We're going to get into that. I'm going to read the whole file to you. The next one, all about billionaires and millionaires funding all of this shit. But you understand what these ETA files and I want you to see where we're at. Okay, we're at the U.S. Department of Justice. We're in data set 12. Okay. The pictures I'm about to show you are from dataset 5, but let me explain to you how I found these pictures. And it was going through each one of these thousands and thousands of fucking files, which the first 1,000 made me want to fucking stick a fucking something in my mouth and put some brain matter on the fucking wall. Because all it was pictures of fucking flash drives and hard drives. And I'm like, holy fuck, I can't look at another hard drive, but there might be something in here. And then I'm going to put it up for you right now. Okay, I'm going to put it up for you. Hard drives and stuff like that. They don't show you nothing in these, but I'm going to put it up for you. Okay, and this is the kind of sick shit. Okay, this was the first thing that popped up that just randomly, tell me this doesn't look like, okay, disclaimer for some of this stuff. Disclaimer right now. Tell me that doesn't look like a child's fucking torso in a box, bro. A fucking aged skin, fucking weird, creepy fucking. You got the fucking shoulder blades looking thing. That looks like half of a child's torso, does it not? Does it not? They do what purposely? Show you every single fucking file? Hold on. That's not even, that's ties into this. Okay. That's one picture in 2000. And then, yeah, Alien, all right. But what about this? What the fuck is this shit? In boxes. And it's wet. What the fuck is this shit? No context to it whatsoever anywhere. No context. You know what I mean? But can I zoom that? I can't zoom in the green screen. Fuck. You can see this is in data set 5. Okay. This is in data set 5. So you've got all of this hair right here. You can't see where my finger's fucking pointing out, but hold on. Look. Let me turn you this way. You got all this fucking hair right here. And then when you zoom in on it, you can see like a fucking ear in the bottom of the bag. It's creepy, weird shit with no context to it. Every single picture around these two pictures is nothing but hard drives and laptops. And then all of a sudden, it just pops up with these two weird-ass pictures. And that's not even getting into the torture videos and them teaching people how to torture fucking people and torture kids and chasing them around tables while they're fucking screaming and shit like that. That's fucking crazy, bro. So we're about to get into, you know, Ghislaine Maxwell was Jeffrey Epstein's number 2, but it turns out Jeffrey Epstein was also the puppet. Okay. Because we've got massive swaths of files, emails. Okay. Here, we'll pull up right now. We'll read the very first one. Okay, this is correspondence between Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Bill Gates. Okay, so we'll go into this. We're going to read these through. I'll show you what I'm looking at right here so you can see our sources. So, Jeffrey Epstein, subject, repoints, date, Saturday, August 24th, 2013, 1402 hours. From Jeffrey Epstein. In addition to changing date to the end of January, the last point need to total change. Helping me find job. Sent from my Windows phone. Okay, this was sent from Jeffrey Epstein. Let me take a swig before. Okay. In addition, some of this, Larry Cohen, that's from Larry Cohen, that's forwarded to Larry Cohen. So, wanted to get these to you for input. We'll add them FM point once you send draft. We won't disparage each other privately or publicly. Will both keep this agreement in all terms confidential, knowing that I will have to give the accountants information about payments and that you may need to give some information to prepare your taxes. You agree that you have no legal claims against me, my family, or any of my related entities, such as the Foundation and BGC3. Or their personal or their personnel, and that you will never bring any kind of claim against any of us. I too agree that I have no legal claims against you and will never bring any kind of legal claims against you. Your employment with BG3C will end 1/1/2014. I will provide positive reinforcement for you via email written letter, and phone calls as appropriate. Scroll down. Signed, Bill Gates. Hold on. Signed, Bill Gates. So these are all the correspondence that weren't supposed to come out that they're now deleting, but I downloaded all of this shit. So all this stuff that's been deleted, I've got it. I've downloaded it. Like day one, I started downloading stuff. I'm still downloading stuff. There's a lot of shit. A lot of it's nothing though. A lot of it's a bunch of redacted bullshit. The information contained in this communication is confidential, may be attorney-client privileged, may constitute inside information, and is intended only for the use of the addressees. It is the property of Jeffrey Epstein. Unauthorized use, disclosure, or copying of this communication or any part thereof is strictly prohibited and may be unlawful. If you have received this communication in error, please notify us immediately by gvocation@gmail.com and destroy this communication and all copies thereof, including all attachments, copyrights reserved to redacted for some reason. That's redacted. And then the direct next one goes right into more conspirators. And this is where it gets interesting because they said that Ghislaine Maxwell was the only number 2 of Jeffrey Epstein. Well, it turns out that Maxwell and this other person, like the financier was actually the number 2. And they all actually worked for some of these very important, very large people that run this fucking country. And like I said, I'm not going to skip ahead for you if there's certain things you want to see, because we're going to get to the nitty gritty of exactly what the fuck is going on here and exactly what these people are charged with and exactly what evidence, what is actually verified, because half of the shit we're getting is not verified and the dates don't match anything. Like there's 12 and a half hours missing so far that we've come up with, me and my friend that's doing this. 12 and a half hours missing from the prison videos. 12 and a half, it just cuts from that whole area, that whole section when this happened, just cuts. It's just gone. You can visibly see the cuts. It's stupid. Like a lot of this doesn't make sense. So I'm not going to get into the conspiracy side of it yet until we get to that part of the file. But this is the number 2 involved, and this is what the FBI thinks as well. Okay? And these are investigations that happened under your fucking people too, leftist. You fucking libtards. This shit's all back in fucking when he first got arrested that we're getting into. Remember that. None of this is new. Supposedly Epstein's dead, but we have confessions in here from 2025. He'd have been dead for what, 4 years already? So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Research and key findings for Malcolm Grumbridge, a person of interest for alleged defense witnesses in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Executive summary. LES. FBI, New York Intelligence Division. This one's a little more lengthy. And these people are sick as fuck, by the way. These are horrible fucking people. And all of them need to be arrested. The main situation is, though, Clinton's agreed to testify on Jeffrey Epstein. Breaking news. You just heard it pop up on my computer right now. Clinton's agreed to testify in Jeffrey Epstein situation. Okay, cool. Both of you look like your souls have been fucking sucked out, so it don't really matter what you testify in. FBI New York Intelligence Division conducted research on suspected defense witness for the Ghislaine Maxwell trial in order to identify individuals and any related derogatory information. FBI New York Criminal Division Squad C20 is investigating Ghislaine Maxwell in a child sex trafficking investigation based on information regarding sexual victims reportedly sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell in the mid-late 1990s to the early 2000s. Trial started for Ghislaine Jizzy Maxwell on November 29th, 2020. The dates are very important because a lot of the dates in these files don't match any of this stuff. That's why it's so important to see when this stuff is and when these dates are, because nothing matches, and it sucks. It's stupid the way everything's done. But whatever. That shows how incompetent everything is at this point, and it shows where we are, you know? So, C20 investigation. Jizzy Maxwell in child sex trafficking investigation based on information regarding several victims reportedly sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell in mid to late 1990s to the early 2000s. Travel started for Ghislaine Maxwell on the 29th of November 2021, and C20 received a potential list of defense witnesses on December 11th, 2021. This Tactical Intelligence Report, TIR, addresses FBI New York Criminal Division banned 2 threat crimes against children. Okay, so let's not get it twisted when everybody on the internet from the left right now is saying, oh, well, they're trying to justify stuff, if you haven't noticed. Oh, well, they were just legal. No, children. All of these files say children. Okay, the body parts look like children body parts. The people being tortured look like children, okay? They're not fucking midgets. And this is some racist ass shit, too. There's a bunch of files in here talking about you make sure there's no fucking black girls. You make sure there's none of that. So these are your fucking billionaire Democrats that are funding all your people. These are your Bill Gateses, your Soroses, your Grumbridges, Fuck, man. And it's verbatim. Grumbridge last traveled to the United States on a 4-day trip in 2019. Grumbridge is referred to as a Maxwell family associate in open source articles. Grumbridge is referred in open source articles for being removed as a solicitor from the Solicitors Regulation Authority due to several rule breaches. Grumbridge last traveled to the United States on a 4-day trip in 2019. As of December 2021, according to TEC's travel records matching the subject, Grumbridge last traveled inbound on October 24th, 2019 from London Hawthorne International to John F. Kennedy International GBR United Kingdom issued passport with an expiration date of August 2021. Customs and Border Enforcement. This is where it gets interesting. This is where it starts to talk about royalty. And when I say some of the most important people in the world are in these fucking files and implicated as like the number 2 financing this stuff, they're about to mention this person took over one of the mansions in London. Well, that was one of the sex mansions that was also raided. If you remember, we'll be talking about that in a moment here. Okay, as of December 21st, according to Steeple Times. Blah, 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 Steeple Times, online magazine based in UK. Malcolm Grumbridge was found guilty in 2020s of a string of rule breaches. After more than 4 decades of having legal and business career, the article states Grumbridge has been at the heart of Maxwell's finances to include acted as the custodian of 44 Kennerton Street in Belvedere, London. The article also stated Grumbridge established 150 companies in total for 150 companies in total for them. Grubby Malcolm Grumbridge and Mucky Ghislaine Maxwell, August 5th, 2021. If you want to check that out in its full entirety, that would be www.thesteepletimes.com/movers/shakers/Malcolm Grumbridge Maxwell. You get the full story on that from 2021. Okay, that's the source of it. So if you want the source and the actual fact of the matter of what happened then with these people, it's there. Okay, as of December 21st, according to the dailymail.com, an online news website, Malcolm Grumbridge is referenced as a Maxwell family associate and has involvement in the Horgrath group. Are we in the fucking witches and wizards here? Why do I feel like I'm reading a fucked up, like, Grimm Brothers script for Harry Potter when I'm reading all of these names? Fucking, as of December, according to the Daily Mail, the Horgrath, it was a fucking Hallgrath. These motherfucking, are we going to find out that motherfucking, Voldemort is in this? He who shall not be named? That would be fucking Soros, right? You know what? Fuck you. You better not do that. Copyright. That's my meme fucking movie. Fuck you. We're going to do the Soros fucking witches and wizards. J.K. Rowling's, give me that fucking permission. Shit, that's what we're going to do. Okay. Grumbridge's reference is Maxwell family associate involvement in the Horgrath Group, a company that runs health clubs in West London. Daily Mail, Ghislaine Maxwell still has connections despite link to Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein, July 2020. Prince Andrew, there's an article for that. We'll post it all in a fucking post for you because there's 1,000 fucking sources for you to go read all this shit. You got to remember, this shit's been going on for what, 20 fucking years? You know, I mean, there's a lot of fucking information. And I'm going to be honest with you, though. The information we want, the actual evidence that ties any of these people into anything, you're not going to be satisfied with these files then, because there's none of that. There's a lot of hearsay. There's a lot of conjecture. There's no actual evidence. So there's a lot of people saying things in here, but there's no actual prosecutions of anybody. There's no actual convictions of anybody. If that's what you're looking for, you're not going to get that from the Epstein files, unfortunately. We're just going to say, we the people are here for we the people at this point. Nobody fucking else is. Do you understand? Okay, understand. And remember, Florida, when you're voting in the midterms, people need to wake up because even Texas just lost a race to a fucking communist over by Fort Worth. So, I mean, look, like I said, either way, it doesn't matter to me. I'd rather know who my enemy is. And if the Democrats get in office, the Republicans won't just sit back anymore. Finally, they'll wake the fuck up. And I don't mean our politicians. So either way, it's a win-win for me, you know. But in 2030, Democrats can never win another election. Have you seen the new census? It's fucking insane. You look, you've had so many people already flee your shit already. And there's still more people fleeing that Florida and Texas are going to gain all the fucking seats. All the blue states lose 1 to 4 seats with the new census. That's fucking hilarious. And when they take the criminal aliens out, there is no more Democrat Party in motherfucking 2030. So at least we know in the future there's no more Democrat Party for a fact at this point, because nobody's going to start fleeing to these blue states except for illegals. And I think they're about to pass Senate bill that states, you know, you have to redo the census and no criminal aliens in it. So then they're really fucked. Anyway, according to British magazine, The Focus of Fashion, Lifestyle, High Society, and Politics, Malcolm Grumbridge is listed as a legal advisor to the Horgrath Health Club and Chiswick, and is referred as a lawyer tattler. Where on earth was the British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell at last we know? She was fucking little kids and torturing little kids. That's where she was. Just for added reference, on the bottom there's a source, like I said, 44 Kennerton Street in Belgravia, London, however the fuck you pronounce Belgravia, London, is known as the residence of Ghislaine Maxwell, where they were fucking torturing kids and doing all kinds of creepy shit. And yes, there are videos of it. According to the Times, a UK-based daily newspaper, Malcolm Grumbridge quit the legal profession in 2020 after admitting to reckless conduct. Grumbridge set up several companies registered to the Horgrath Group, with several linked to Kevin and Ian Maxwell. Disgraced solicitor Malcolm Grumbridge links to the Maxwells. There's a whole thing. We'll link all that as well. According to Chris Wicklander, Calendar, COUK, the UK-based website, Malcolm Grumbridge was removed from the role of solicitors after an investigation by the Solicitors Regulation Authority, SRA, because the identified several areas of concern, such as money laundering, terrorist financing. This is where it starts to get interesting. This is what these people were actually charged with that were involved with these cases. So aside from the Jeffrey Epstein case, this is other stuff that these co-conspirators and people that we were told didn't exist, with these 3 million files that Dan Bongino told us didn't exist, but now they exist. That's what's up with this, okay? So, UK-based website, Malcolm, blah, blah, money laundering, terrorist financing. So they were, again, I will reference all the sources so you can read this in the entirety. But the terrorist financing was terrorists like Al-Qaeda, was like people that are coming after us right now. So this absolutely ties in. Some of these people are financing the shit that's happening right now. And man, it gets fucking insane when you find out that they've been indoctrinating our kids to turn into what the fuck we have in the streets right now, and that the indoctrination of Paradise Island from Pinocchio all the way to your motherfucking backyard in Minnesota and LA right now is all tied in with the fucking rich and powerful people that are fucking our country up right now and fucking our whole world up. Insane, right? Fucking insane. But as we go through these files, you'll see. And all references will be linked in the comment section in the community section by tomorrow. So, and you can see that this is absolutely what we're reading through right now. All of the Epstein files. We're actually deep diving, going through the actual Epstein files and giving you all of the information that are in them. Not just showing you shit that people are pulling up off the fucking internet and not doing the fucking footwork to look for it. Removed role of solicitors after an investigation by the Solicitors Regulation, Money Laundering Terrorist, the SRA Account Rules 2011, the Solicitors Account Rules 1998, the SRA Code of Conduct. Cambridge was accused of failing to check the source of where money was coming from and failing to verify the identity of clients. The SRA stated Crumbridge failed to behave in a way that maintain the trust of public places in him. So the problem is he lost all of his stuff, but what did he actually lose? Not his fucking freedom forever, right? Not his life. Holy fuck, bro. You're telling me you party with these people, you hang out with these people, you're listed as a family associate with these people, and you don't know what you're funding trillions of dollars to? Shut the fuck up, man. Seriously? Failed to behave in a way that maintained trust for public places. Financial dealings with the club director Malcolm Cambridge in the spotlight of August. But we got a picture of this scummy bear for you. This scumbag motherfucker. We got all the information for you right here of this person. So I don't know why that just popped up. He looks like a fucking piece of shit, doesn't he? Nah, but if these guys go to prison, we don't need the death penalties. They're going to get the death penalty. We promise you that. We all need to do is get these people in fucking prison. You know? People are like, prison's too good for them. What are you talking about? They're going to get all poked up in prison in more than fucking 20 different ways. And they ain't even going to give them the protection of fucking mayonnaise for lube, bro. So their back will be getting poked by the same time their asshole's getting poked. If we get them in prison. Prison is a death sentence for pedophiles. You have to understand that. Okay, so that was all of that data set. Moving on to the next data set. That was the second co-conspirator data set. So now let's go down. Yes, I'm fucking 18, FBI. Stop asking me that. Let's go down to the third data set. As you can see, we've gone through now the entirety of the first two ETA files in this one specific data set. This is the newest Jeffrey Epstein data set. And the funny thing is as much as the left talks about Jeffrey Epstein, it's my lowest viewed videos is Jeffrey Epstein files. Nobody gives a fuck. Like your average normie doesn't give a fuck. You know what gets me the most views though? When I cook dinner and when I talk about Donald Trump. I get fucking thousands of views. When I talk about smashing leftists or supporting ICE, thousands of views. But when I talk about all this shit that the left keeps harping on, there's no views on this stuff. It shows you that normal people don't give a fuck about this because we know there's no substance in this. None of anything that's in here has any evidence attached to it is the problem. It's all fucking conjecture and hearsay. If we want to get these people, we need the evidence that's been destroyed is what we fucking need. Or we just need to work off the premise that there's only two ways you can go with it. You either give us the evidence that we can arrest them with, or we go off the premise that every single person in these files is absolutely guilty of being a pedophile, and every single person in these files gets the death penalty right now. There's only two options. And that means all of your fucking Democrats that are in here too. Every single fucking one of them. So if every single person that's listed as someone that did something horrible in here, that, by the way, Donald Trump's listed in 2025, which is weird because Jeffrey Epstein died 4 years before that. That's weird, right? That's fucking weird. So, like I'm saying, anyone that's mentioned in here, anyone, they all have to go. All of them, every single one of them. Here's what would happen. Let me explain to you before you say yes, left. Let me explain to you what happens if we do that to every single person that's in here that's involved in this. First of all, the world's economy collapses and 14 different countries go to war immediately. Immediately. If the level of the people that are in here, like Mossad's fucking second in command, motherfucking the Prince Andrew, the Saudi princes, fucking kings, fucking all kinds of different people. All kinds of different people that, by the way, make Donald Trump look like a fucking baby, bro. There's fucking kings in here. There is some of the richest people that all of your stuff that you buy and purchase on a daily basis and that are funding, the people that are funding your protests in these liberal cities are also the co-conspirators and funders of all of this shit right here. These child sacrifices, all of these people that have been murdered on this island, I have a question for you, okay? We have founders of some of the biggest chain restaurants in the fucking world visiting this island over 2,000 plus fucking times on a regular basis, but they come and they go and they come and they go and they come and they fucking go. So I tell you that, I gotta ask you this. McDonald's makes 44 billion hamburgers a day. We don't have that much beef in America. We don't have that much cattle in the entire fucking world. What are you eating? What are you eating? When you go to, I don't eat at restaurants. You know that. I show you videos. I cook every day. I cook every day. My meat comes from the motherfucking DeSoto County motherfucking butcher's market where they're butchering their cows right there. What are you fucking eating when you're eating at McDonald's? Guess whose farms just happen to supply 90+% of McDonald's French fries and chicken nuggets and fucking beef products. Oh, was that Bill Gates Farms? Oh, fuck. Wendy's too? Holy fuck. And every one of them are all over these fucking lists. All over these lists. You're on these lists too, Elon Muskie. I warned you all about Elon Musk with his motherfucking New World Order fucking jackets when he used to hang out with AOC. Nobody tends to remember that shit. But Elon Musk's daughter confirmed that he went to Epstein's Island and confirmed that the emails of him wanting to visit the most extreme parties at Epstein Island are true. And now Elon Musk and all these billionaires are fighting all over the fucking internet right now. And we're talking some of the most prominent, all of your fucking Democrat fucking politicians are in these fucking files. All of them, just about. All of them. Clintons are all over these fucking files. Some of your Democrats are mentioned over 2,600 times in these files, bro. Donald Trump's mentioned 4, three of which are him mentioned as a witness to against Epstein, and one of which are allegations that were made back in the 80s and 90s that have been litigated, that are all hearsay with no evidence attached to it, that are weirdly added in 2025. Fucking weird, right? That the dates on them are 2025, but you don't want to look at it logically. You don't want to look at it logically. You don't want to look at the dates. You don't want to look at how fucked up all these files are. You don't care. You just have Donald Trump syndrome. You don't care about the fact that Prince Andrew, the fucking Mossad's fucking second in command, and a lot of his fucking generals are in here. A lot of Israel in here. A lot of motherfucking Saudi princes and motherfucking Arabic motherfuckers all over this fucking island from the Middle East. All these people, every single one of these people you support on the left are in these files, but all you want to see are the 4 times Donald Trump are mentioned in it, when they're mentioned in it thousands of times. And Donald Trump is not mentioned going to Jeffrey Epstein's island, and he is not on any flight list going to Epstein's island. And that's why we're going through every single file. And it will be on video, us going through every single fucking file, so you can see exactly what's said on here, so you don't listen to mainstream fucking news telling you what's going on, and you don't listen to left-wing sources that still say Alex Pretty is completely peaceful and never, ever in his life attacked a federal agent. You people are too retarded. I'm not even going to call you functionally retarded. You're not even functionally retarded at this point. You're just fucking retarded. You're dumb. Okay? There is no peaceful coexistence with these people. Understand that, America. We are at war with these people. We are the Berserker militia down here in Florida. We are the Proud Boys. We are the Oath Keepers. We are the Minutemen. We are the Watchmen. Okay? What are you where you're from? Do you have a way to contact people in your area in the next year or two when this shit really kicks off? Because it hasn't even gotten started yet. But no country in the history of time has ever come back from how far into a civil war we are. We've got news on here today. Hold on, I got a bunch of stuff written down. Even Republican senators now. Republican declares second civil war has started in the U.S. and there is no turning back. Every single precursor of a civil war from every point in history and time has been reached in America at this point. And finally, our representatives are figuring that out. So maybe we'll actually get some action. You know, if our representatives, and now we got a lot of good people running for office, guys, coming up in the midterms that understand that we are absolutely at war with these people because they understand they're at war. Now, you need to wake up and understand that you have to start fighting back too. And that doesn't mean you have to be violent. But you got to remember, these people are strictly pussies. The moment you get out there and the moment there's repercussions, they bow down like fucking bitch babies every single time. Look at how little this shit's gotten. They didn't even show up Saturday. I sat out there for an hour. It was a little cold and those pussies didn't show up. A little drizzle of rain. I showed up. We went live for an hour. Thank you. We did fucking 30,000 views in that hour. Basically talking about how much of a pussies you people were. So thank you for that very much. They will be out there supposedly this coming Saturday. But as you saw from my video this morning, everything was covered in ice in Florida this morning. It was snowing a little bit. So whatever. It really wasn't that cold, though. It wasn't that bad. And I'm a pussy when it comes to the cold. I hate the fucking cold. So here we go. See, look, it takes that long to get through one file set. You know what I mean? That's why every single night we're going to go through 2 or 3 file sets on here. Right then and there, you got your George Soros bullshit motherfucking leftist NGOs that are funding these Antifa people and funding this child rape island. Okay? Wait until we get into the videos. On the nights that you see that there's a disclaimer and you have to actually click to get into my video, that's the nights we're going to be showing all these fucked up torture videos. because we got to make sure no kids can get in there because we'll get fucking banned if we show that shit and fucking we don't have it disclaimered and all that stuff. So we'll be setting up a premiere for that one. And that, I think that's, we're at EFTA, we're at 0273. So we're at 271 PDF right now. 271. I think like 345 PDF is when the videos start coming in. So about 2.5 days, we'll start playing a bunch of videos. We're going to be going through a bunch of pictures tomorrow, though. The pictures are weird and fucking creepy. And some of these emails are some of the most racist shit I've ever seen in my life from these Democrat motherfuckers. Literally racist as fuck. And these are the Democrats you're voting for that we're going to be going through. Literally in here stating, make sure you bring no black people to the island while we're here. We can't stand those MF and wait till you see this shit. And these are the people that you're out here protesting for. It's fucking insane, bro. You people are the most racist. So you know what? We can absolutely, after getting this dump, call you Nazis now. We can absolutely call you people Nazis because you're supreme leaders that are literally going through videos on how to put people into sexual torture and fucking kidnap them, hold them against their will, and torture them and rape them to death, and then getting off on that, and then having fucking child sacrifices to Baal and fucking Satan on this island. And these are the people that you stand up for. These are the people you fucking vote for. These are the people that are funding your causes. These are the people that have told you the causes you stand for are good causes. Understand that. Donald Trump didn't start the Make America Great Again movement. You understand that, right? Ronald Reagan did in 1985. He started the Make America Great Again movement. And when Donald Trump was talking about 1984, he started saying Make America Great Again. That's why he said Make America Great again the first time, and that didn't catch on. It was Make America Great. But Ronald Reagan started Make America Great and America First. Technically a Democrat as well helped start Make America First. And what did Abraham Lincoln do? He literally declared the Insurrection Act and went and arrested all of you and put you in prison and killed a bunch of you and said, well, fuck that. That's why he's known as the greatest president, by the way, because he shut down everything and he killed his fucking political opponents and fucking arrested all of them and put them in prison, including representatives and fucking senators and congressmen and all that shit. That's why Abraham Lincoln is known as the greatest president, just so you know. That's why he's in the history books as the greatest president, because he took the country back literally by force. FBI New York Intelligence Division conducted research on suspected defense witness for Ghislaine Maxwell trial, identified individuals related to derogatory information. FBI C20 Division. Is this the same? Did we just go down to the same file? Hold on. Let's make sure we didn't. Reveal more information regarding her knowledge of victims' relationship. I was employed by Jeffrey Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell had prior addresses associated. This might be one that she's redacted, was employed, so it's a victim, by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. October 20th, according to the FBI interview of an individual with direct access, redacted, worked as a receptionist at the New York office for Epstein's company located, redacted, which that wouldn't be hard to find. And then we get into a lot. This is where it starts getting redacted. And this is a lot of the information that we need to verify things. So New York interview of the individual with direct access, redacted, was hired as a receptionist at redacted for Epstein Company in 1996, when redacted worked as a receptionist. When Espinoza worked at redacted for Maxwell, it was understood Maxwell to be the office manager. They do understand if they do a interview with Maxwell and they don't redact her side of the testimony, that just gives us all their information, right? So we'll find that out in a minute, I guess, won't we? FBI FD 302 FDNY 3027571 is where you can find this in the file. Serial 568, February 9th, 2021. That will help you set up your data set. You're welcome. Clip that, share it, and that's where you find this information now on the internet instead of having to do all this bullshit I've had to do. Because I'm not going to lie, it's taken me days just to get into this information because of how difficult they've made it to find all of this shit. It's not easy to comb through these files. Half the DOJ's website doesn't even work right. During the 90s, Prince and the Pervert. Wait, okay, the Prince and the Pervert is what they have titled this fucking Epstein file as. Hold on. The Prince and the Pervert. As of December 21st, according to HTP, Jeffrey Epstein's podcast.com, an online website and podcast providing information both Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell was referenced as working for Jeffrey Epstein after her sister Maxwell was referenced as working for Jeffrey Epstein. So understand, when they're talking about Maxwell over and over again, there's several different people in the Maxwell family that are also implicated in being involved in this stuff. So when you're hearing Maxwell, unless it strictly says Ghislaine Maxwell, if it does not, then 9 times out of 10, they're talking about her brother or a sister or somebody else in the Maxwell family. So understand, you haven't been put a lot of privy to this information. That it wasn't just Ghislaine Maxwell and the Maxwell family involved in this situation. It was the whole Maxwell family, along with all these other prominent people that we are getting into in all of these files, guys. Epstein, after his sister, began working for Epstein during the 1990s, which would be opposite of what we've gotten information on so far, right? That she said they didn't really know each other that well. But now we find out the whole family worked for him. So the Prince and the Pervert podcast, Epstein's sister, had 3 prior addresses associated with Jeffrey Epstein. As of December 21st, according to the address records referenced in Accurate Redacted, had 3 addresses listed as residents. They were associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Officials located, redacted. Okay. Redacted. December 21st, redacted. Comprehensive, redacted. That's where you get into dumb shit and you don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. An online website and podcast, redacted. Fuck you. A big go fuck yourself to the American people. Go fuck yourself. A bunch more go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Hold on, I'm going to show you that it's go fuck yourself. So you're always just skipping this stuff because it says Donald Trump. No, a bunch of go fuck yourself. It's all a bunch of go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. See? It's all a bunch of go fuck yourself. Epstein, Ghislaine was referred, working. Epstein, Ghislaine was referred, working. Prince and a Pervert. Nice titles with no info. The Prince and the Pervert podcast. No info. Big fuck yourself. Some more fuck yourself. Oh, hey, look, the end of go fuck yourself. So let's go into the next data set. We are 1, 2, set and get back to some of the more pressing news for the evening. I am not doing another cast tonight, so we might be on here for a while tonight. Oh, is this just a big file of go fuck yourself? Oh, I love a file of go fuck yourself. A file to go fuck yourself with a side of dicks in a cup. Holy shit. Look, man, I can't believe I got a side of dicks in my cup. Look at this shit. I go to get down on it. Boom. Side of dicks with my fucking fries, bro. I didn't want that. Look, I didn't want it. Just big old fucking, that's a large side of dicks. Not even, look, a fucking giant size of dick. Look, that would have been a fucking picture. That probably would have been something incriminating, huh? Oh, and then it's just a bunch of blank. Go fuck yourself. Hell yeah. Well, at least it's a white guy telling me to go fuck myself that time, right? Said all those racist black bars. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, no. 2, yeah, 3, yeah, 4, ah, 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 ah. That way you don't think I'm skipping any of these files because they might have Donald Trump's name in them. Oh God. This just hurt my eyes opening it up right away. I think for the low price of go fuck yourself, we got another big bag of fuck you on this one. Awesome. This is in regard to Jeffrey Epstein, a main subject of the file above. Mr. Epstein has made 3 Freedom of Information Act requests for his FBI file since 2010 and has appealed or latest denial in December 2012 to DOJ's office. Great. That's the information we get in this file. So ETFA 027475 is a big bag of fuck you. Don't even bother with it. It's not worth looking at. And then just a bunch of files of classification, unclassified. Wonderful. Let's see how unclassified these files are. Let's see how unclassified they are. Holy fuck, that looks pretty classified to me. See, this is the problem. You say you want 100% transparency on these files, and then somebody actually sits down and tries to go through every single file with you so you can see that I'm not leaving anything out of it, and nobody cares. Nobody wants to see this shit. And that's the problem. You people don't have anything you stand for, and I just proved it. And that's the whole purpose of tonight's broadcast. I just proved that nobody has anything they stand for when it comes to talking about the Epstein files. Because I'm literally sitting here going through every file in ETA for you, and nobody gives a fuck. So we'll get out of here. We'll get into some more pressing news at the moment, I guess. Because regardless of what the left says, not too many people really give a fuck about the Epstein files. It's just that clear. I mean, even Tim Pooley's like, man, every single video, he got 7,000 views on his Epstein video that he did this morning, where he would normally get 40,000 within an hour. Nobody seems to give a fuck. It's been played out to the point where we know we're not going to get any of this information that's actually damning to anybody. Nobody's going to get arrested for the Epstein files unless one of us take over this country and we actually do what needs to be done. That's the only thing that I could think would ever happen that could... Oh my God. I just had a great idea for a t-shirt to offend leftists. Could you get it? Do you see it? Do you fucking see it? Pick you up a pack of pretty good candy out now. Black and white candy pieces. Oh, that'd drive them nuts. Or just only white candy pieces in it. I'd really piss them off. The racist candy. I'm not racist. The inside of my candy's black. So, Dan Bongino, I don't know what's going on with you, brother. But holy shit. Something's definitely happened. And I'm in fear for Dan Bongino because I'm thinking somebody's trying to hurt him or his family or something like that. Because he's definitely not the same person he used to be. Ever since he went to work for the government. Then again, neither is Kash Patel. Pam Bondi's still the same cunt she always was. I warned you all about her, though, from day one. She was horrible in Florida. We hated her here. Anyone you're hearing say she was good in Florida that isn't from Florida.
I'm confident that we'll do it at least by Tuesday. We have a logistical challenge of getting everyone in town, and because of the conversation I had with Hakeem Jeffries, I know that we've got to pass a rule and probably do this.
I'm not plugged in. No wonder you can't hear shit.
When you're talking about the Department of Homeland Security, remember what's included in that. You have TSA agents for the airports. You have the Coast Guard. You have a winter major storm disaster on the East
Coast. We can't play games with this.
As the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, predicting the House will end this partial government shutdown tomorrow, even without Democrat support for funding Department of Homeland Security.
Which, in that case, he's right. All of their help is coming from FEMA right now in these liberal cities. Not ours, because our books are balanced. We don't need other people's help. But in liberal cities, you're fucked. If you don't reopen the government, FEMA won't be funded. There will be no funds for any of you people to keep your lights on, keep your heat on, none of that shit. And it's supposed to be cold like this for another 2 or 3 weeks. So understand, on the 28th of this month, if the government doesn't get turned back on, any assistance you're getting from your state's going to shut the fuck off. Better talk to your Democrats about funding some shit, doing their fucking job, and stop trying to be activists and actually do their job to keep your states safe, because y'all were just denied for any funding in California. It's all gone. You're fucked. You got no money in California. You're collapsing. How am I coping with what? What am I coping with? We're doing great. I'm going to pull up right now the new 2020 census map. We're doing really good, actually. We're doing wonderful. Better than you can ever imagine. So I'm going to show you what your future looks like right now. What are you doing? There you go. That's there. Your future is very bleak. Well, your kid's future is very bleak, I should say. The next 10 years, Democrats won't even exist anymore. You'll see what I mean by that in a second here. And we will, we'll go off on your liberal people too. We'll go off on your liberal fucking, we'll have Brennan Center. We won't even go off a fucking, big changes ahead of voting map next census. Not big changes, massive changes. And we're not even getting started yet. So here's the map. So, -4 seats for California's Electoral College and House. -1 for Oregon. 1 in Idaho. Utah gains 1. Arizona gains 1. Texas gains 4 seats. Florida gains 4 seats because we're getting so many people from your states. North Carolina gets 1. -1 Pennsylvania. -2 in New York. -1 in Illinois. -1 in Wisconsin. Every blue state is minus Electoral College seats, House seats, and Senate seats. Every single fucking Democrat stronghold will be minus Republican seats. So any of the redistricting you do right now, on top of our redistricting, doesn't include the fact that when we redistrict, that's going to include all of the people that have moved here from your states. So we're looking to gain 26 seats when we redistrict here in Florida. They're looking to gain 12 when they redistrict in fucking Texas. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. You want to talk about coping? You're the only ones in the streets destroying things. We're just sitting back watching this shit happen. Masterful move, by the way, Donald Trump. You know what? I talked a lot of shit about pulling out of Minnesota, but when Trump came back and made the exact statement that I told you back when they tried to bombard the fucking White House when he was in it, he should have just let that happen. And then the next day when the White House was burnt down and the fucking federal courthouse or church was burnt to the ground, he comes out with the full force of the military and put that shit to a stop. Well, now he pulled out of Michigan or Minnesota a little bit. And the moment he did, your leftist judge ruled, well, the feds can do what they want because they didn't think Trump was going to do that. So now they ruled that the feds can detain and deport whoever they need to and do their fucking job. So that's happened. And Trump made it very clear. It doesn't matter how bad it gets in your states now, until you beg, please, we won't come help. What that really means is if it gets super bad, Watch out, because now we gave you the option to clean your own state up. You don't clean your state up, we're just going to bombard you with motherfucking military, is what he said. So keep getting stupid and keep getting violent, because your last option is Marines and 10th Mountain Division that don't have your rules of engagement that the federal government has. They have military engagement rules, and it's the Insurrection Act. And they don't have to go easy on you, and they don't have to let you record them under the Insurrection Act, by the way. They can take your devices and smash them into the ground. Your rights don't matter when there's a temporary Insurrection Act. It's not martial law, but the same rights are not afforded during the Insurrection Act, just so you understand. You don't get those are military tribunals. That is not a court date. You do understand that's what happens under the Insurrection Act, right? You do get that. You're going to get your 15 minutes of fame. There's no court date during the Insurrection Act. There's a court date, but there's no media going into the court. It's fully controlled by the federal government 100%. So understand, all your bitching and moaning about your constitutional rights and how much of a victim you are isn't going to reach anybody's ears. Because the moment the Insurrection Act is enacted, you're a terrorist. You're not afforded the same rights when you're arrested by military that you are. And we're okay with that. You've made it to the point to where we don't care anymore. And we're okay with that. Sure, I'm a fascist. I'm a fucking Nazi. I'm a racist, whatever. I don't give a fuck. As long as you're not here next year, it don't matter, does it? I hope you guys have a blessed night. I hope you're fucking safe. And we want you to understand, you've pushed us to the point to where our hands are tied and we don't care what the United States government does to you anymore. Have a blessed night.